if you have biracial children, if you have children, I have a very multicultural family of biracial children, and my eldest daughter we adopted from Korea. You know, it's really kind of hard at times for kids as they're growing up to realize, okay, you know, like my girls are all very, very different. I have my oldest, she's half Korean and half African American. So people just assume frequently she's African American, okay? But my third child looks really Hispanic. She's got big curls and light brown hair, and people come up to her and start speaking Spanish. And then my third child looks very Middle Eastern, and she's now got a little nose ring to even make it look more confusing. And my youngest looks like her father, who's very, very pale and very white. So, you know, for them sometimes, part of me helping them through their identity is people will come up to them and say, well, what are you? I'm like, what am I? I'm a human being, you know? It's like, and it's because frequently if you have biracial children, if you have children that don't fit in to the pigeonhole, okay, you're Hispanic, black, you're white, you're red, it makes people uncomfortable. And they will actually come up to you and say, well, what are you? You know, I can't think. And for the child who's trying to figure out who they are, they're like, well, can't you tell who I am? I'm American. You know, I'm just like you. And it makes them sometimes become insecure about how the world sees them because they haven't seen that yet. My kids just see themselves like everybody else, and your kids probably do too. But as they get older, the world is going to tell them where they think they belong. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you got to be, if you've got a big strapping son, well, you must be playing football. Well, he's into chess, you know? And everybody gets tired of people telling them, you should play football. You know, so part of that too is that struggle with how the world sees me, and yet how I define myself. And you have to keep encouraging them. You get to define you. You get to pick you. You know, you get to decide whether you want to be identified as biracial, as white, as black, as Hispanic, or whatever. It's your decision. And it's a very personal decision because I've dealt with lots of kids out there. There's lots of different things that go on there. But that disconnect is kind of hard from them because all of a sudden, it's like I never saw myself that way. And yet the world is kind of trying to define them. And so you keep wanting getting back. It's information, okay, but it's not definition. You get to define you. Does my gender define my capabilities?